12 best drivers with the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series. Also tonight, we'll be honoring our sister series, the Southern Thunder Super Dirt Series. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the series director of the Southern Thunder Super Dirt Series to present his awards, Mr. Travis Scott. In conjunction with Hunt the Front. It was kind of one of the things that I felt like with all the racing we have going on in the winter now, it's really hard to find a date to do an awards banquet. I wanted to do an awards banquet, but at the same time I wanted to make sure we could, have one where we could get a majority of our drivers and stuff here all at once and not make you guys come to 2 or 3 different things over the course of the winter with all that we have going on. So thank you guys for allowing us to be here. Just real quickly, I want to dive in a little bit to kind of why we started the Southern Thunder Super Dirt Series here in our first year as we come off of that season. Racing for me has always been a passion. I realized really quickly early on a couple of really important things. When I tried to race, I realized I couldn't drive. And I also couldn't afford to go on and race cars and stuff, at the next level. We could barely afford go-kart racing, much less car racing. So I went into, at an early age, not only announcing, but also series officiating. And over the last several years, it's just been a kind of a dream of mine to make this, to try to take another step forward and maybe have our own deal going. So at the end of last year, talking with Josh and everybody at Hunt the Front, we kind of decided that we were going to start this. So my wife and I are partners, as well as everybody at HTF Promotions. And so yeah, the Southern Thunder Series is a sister series to Hunt the Front, but it's a little bit more than that. I mean, we're all kind of the same group of folks, and it's a little bit different. So thank you to our partners with Hunt the Front, and also thank you to all that have supported us. Our goal from day one was to try to make something a little bit more affordable at the regional level in the Southeast. And I know kind of the last thing the Southeast needed was another late model series, but I kind of felt, and we kind of felt, that we could take the things that we were doing really well, the efficiency and how we run our programs on the Hunt the Front side, and kind of spin off another smaller series to not only support that, but also to complement that and complement the openings on the streaming schedule and all the things that we wanted to do. So, we really are trying our best, and we wanted to do another a great series for our budget racers in the Southeast, and that's really our goal. It's not really to have a super money-making enterprise and profitable in the Southern Thunder level. We just want it to maintain and be a good quality program for our racers, which is why 100% of the money that we took in this year went back to the drivers in some way, shape, or form. So I'm proud to stand up here and kind of divulge that information and say every bit of sponsor money that we get went back in some form to the drivers. And I'll talk more about kind of year one here, but our first year, a lot of ups and downs. Again, I've worked and race directed and series directed for a long time. And I thought I had a lot of this figured out, and so I said this ownership thing of a series will be easy, and then turns out I don't really know near of what I thought I knew, and I figured a lot of it out the hard way here in this first year. So a lot of ups and downs. We rained out 6 of our first 11 races, which just kind of made the rest of the year a survival and not really allowing us to kind of get to where I thought we could go in year one. But we regained that momentum toward the end of the year, and the drivers that supported us, a few of you guys are here tonight. I can tell you, first and foremost, I appreciate that more than anything. Our sponsors that we have with us, I can't thank them enough, but I'll just start. Our TV partner, Hunt the Front TV, without streaming, none of these races are happening anymore. And I think everybody here knows that you've got to have a streaming partner now. And it's kind of funny. I was telling Joshua, streaming takes a bad rap, but yet the one thing making most of these races happen is streaming, and the revenue that's coming in from that's being passed on to the racetracks and making sure that they maintain, and then also to the drivers to make sure that we can get you the best. So Hunt the Front TV's been a blessing for us, and they do a really good job. And Logan and everybody with HTF TV, just phenomenal. If you've ever been in that production trailer during one of our events, I think you would just be blown away at kind of what they can pull off there. Some of our foundational partners, Mary's Home Furnishing out of Augusta, Mine and Construction out of Tennessee, Hoosier Race Tire, American Racer, both were instrumental. We brought both of the tire brands together, and that was kind of a goal of mine, was I wanted both to be represented. I didn't want one to have more influence than the other. I just felt that was the right thing to do. Willie's Carburetors, Dirt on Dirt helped us present our Rookie of the Year. PPM Racing Products was big. Knowles Race Products gave us a $100 hard charger award every night. Quip Link was our $100 fast qualifier every week. Matman Designs, everything we had from banners to start zone flags and everything we made all came from Matman. Cruise with the Champions gave us a free cruise to our Rookie of the Year, so we're appreciative of that. BKP Art gave us a custom painted helmet for our champion, so we'll get Dalton a new paint job on a new lid this year, and look and see how that goes. FK Rod Ends, they helped us out with all of our Victory Lane stuff. 71 Trophy Club, you guys see all these trophies up here. Scott and them are here. Scott and Melissa are here. They do a phenomenal job, and I'm terrible when it comes to designing things like trophies, so I tell Scott, I'm like, hey, just whatever you think looks good, make it happen, and he comes up with some really cool stuff. So for those of you that are ever putting on events or you need trophies for something, I'd highly encourage you to call Scott. Arizona Sports Shirts and Big Ace Custom Graphics, all part of our sponsors that helped us out. So I just wanted to take a moment to mention them and tell you how much I appreciate your support. The tracks that took a chance on us in year one, we started out, like I said, with a 27 race schedule with 11 plus rainouts. We ended up, after some reschedules and some other things happening, we ended up with about 17 events last year. So really appreciative of those tracks that helped us. Most of them are next door at the Crusoe Banquet, so I've been able to network with them and tell them how much we appreciate them. But you drivers, again, that came to all of our events, or as many of them as you could, trust me, I really appreciate that. And a lot of you I called and begged to come, and I appreciate you doing that. So one of the personal takeaways for me for this season was, I've always run up and down the road, to a race at some point, but I've never gotten to know our drivers as much as I have this past year. Really trying to look at things from the driver's perspective has been eye-opening. I don't know how you guys do what you do. I really don't. I know the cost of these things are just astronomical at this point in time. You got to love it. There's no other reason why we're doing it other than we love it, because I don't think the money's there for what you guys put into it, time, sweat, and effort. So I really do appreciate that, and I admire the commitment that you all have, and it reaffirms the goal that I have, from my personal standpoint for Southern Thunder, is to make this a really quality regional deal, at the most budget conscious level, to make it affordable for racetracks, to be able to pay good purses for drivers, so you guys can try your best to make it work and make it all make sense. So just something to be proud of. I hope that you all are proud to race with us, and I hope we continue to do that. I'd be absolutely insane if I didn't stand up here and tell my wife Tabitha how much I appreciate her and all that she's done. I'll be honest with you, she told me I needed to have more to do with racing, like I needed another hole in my head, but she still has supported every step of the way. And then this year with trying to be first time ownership, she also staying at home, taking care of now 2 kids. We had another child in August, so she's really stepped up, and those times away on the weekends are tough, but they're tough for me, but at the same time, I'm getting to do something that I enjoy only because my wife is the true trooper, and she's at home, taking care of everything and making sure that everything maintains. So, Tabitha, I appreciate that. I appreciate all that you do. Love you to death. I made sure Logan's recording this, so the next time you're mad at me, I'm going to make sure that we play that at the most opportune time. So, Southern Thunder staff, I just want to take a moment to thank our staff on the Southern Thunder side, our main staff that was at the majority of our races. First and foremost, Jack Kofer, who's right here. Jack is kind of like the man behind all the madness. If you see a Facebook post, if you see a TikTok, a Twitch, a Twitter, whatever we have, all that stuff, that is not me, I promise you. That is all Jack doing that, and he's been awesome. We couldn't do it without him. Jack is really kind of the only of our main Southern Thunder staff that's here, because our race director, Kelly Carlton, our tech officials, Jason Osborne and Josh Armacher, they're all out at the Wild West Shootout helping put on that race. Hunter Jordan was our announcer this year. Jeffrey Godby kind of stepped in at the last part, so I appreciate them and their effort, and our staff, was phenomenal. And then we supplemented it a lot with the Hunt the Front staff, and they're all sitting back there. I'll get to them here in just a minute, but I do appreciate that. So I'm done kind of talking. Let's hand out some awards. So Scott's going to help me kind of give these out. And first and foremost, we'll start with our third place in points. Our driver, not here tonight, but I do want to take a minute and recognize his achievements. 2 wins this season, 4 top 5s, and 8 top 10 finishes. It was Trey Mills, the young man out of St. Augustine, Florida. Trey, again, can't be here, but just wanted to recognize his achievement of third in points and the 2 wins at Talladega. Next, our second place in points and also our Rookie of the Year, coming in with 3 top 5s and 8 top 10s. For me, it was outstanding to get to see this driver not only on the Hunt the Front side, but on the Southern Thunder side, and he just got better over the course of the year, and it was exciting to see toward the end of the year. I think if we'd have had a couple more races, he's probably picking up a winner's trophy and check at the end of the night somewhere. But without further ado, our Rookie of the Year, it's my pleasure to introduce and welcome to the podium Mr. Dillard Hatchett.
Thank y'all. Never thought my first year of Supers would be us tackling, in my opinion, the 2 toughest series there is. So for that, I think we did pretty good. We kind of come on late with Southern Thunder and was able to make a little noise and get Rookie of the Year and get second. And along with the Hunt the Front, we struggled pretty bad to start the year, but definitely, kept at it, kept working, and got a lot better toward the end of the year. And we look forward for next year running both series, so we're going to have a busy one coming up. And again, thanks to my crew, Cody, the tire guy / whatever else I need. He's always there, and a lot of times it's just me and him in the shop, and every weekend running up and down the road. So my wife, she don't get to go with us near as much as she wants to. She has to stay home with the kids, and can't thank her enough for letting us do what we love to do each and every weekend. And then Chad and Tim Smith at C&T Racing for putting this deal together and letting us do what we love. We get to race cars every weekend, and they kind of front the bill and help us do whatever we want to do. And can't thank them enough for letting us do this and trusting us with their equipment. And I'd like to thank the rest of these sponsors. Smith Constructors, Graves Equipment, Florida Line Waters Works, Live Wire Disposal, Old School Moves, TLP Enterprise, Defense Company, Richardson Body Shop, Pool House Boys, First Farmers Bank, Eco Erosion, Park Motor Sales, Logan Phillips Consulting, Damascus Livestock, Holly Repair Service, War Shocks, Pro Power Race Engines, Rocket Chassis, Sign Here Signs and Graphics. All them guys, we can't do it without them. This stuff ain't cheap, especially at this level, so we got to have each and every one of them to help us along. That's it.
So the way Dillard is doing this is exactly how we'll do everybody tonight. We'll introduce you, give you the opportunity to come up, make a speech, take all the time that you want. You earned it, you deserved it, and then we'll do the trophy presentation down here. So Dillard finished second in series points. That was worth $6,000, another $2,000 for the Dirt on Dirt Rookie of the Year, and then he'll pick up a free cruise from Cruise with the Champions, and it'll be next year. But we're trying to work that out because it always tends to be around the time of the Ice Bowl. So we want to make sure we give everybody the opportunity to go race. So congratulations, Dillard, and again, I really appreciate your trust in us and running up and down the road with us. So our points champion, our inaugural points champion on the Southern Thunder Super Dirt Series this year, a driver that has become one of my favorite people in the world just to talk to and hear their perspective on things. 7 top 5s and 10 top 10s this season, just consistent on both tours, just consistent, especially on the Southern Thunder side, and somebody that we could really bounce a lot of ideas off of and speaks a lot of truth to kind of how things are in racing, and I've really enjoyed talking to him and several others. But congratulations to our inaugural champion, Mr. Dalton Cook.
Well, I gotta watch that stuff because, man, the PR and the media stuff Logan and all them puts together always looks cool. That's the big reason why I want to run this series and participate and support it, because I felt like what Travis Kelly and all trying to do is a good complement to the small regional racing that makes supers, I think, more special. I just think it's a great thing he was doing. It was tough to do it, especially like he said. There was a lot of series that it's just tough to try to add another. But I thought he'd done a great job. But we had a pretty good year. Really, I just thought it was a good building year, trying to kind of reinvent the program and try to do our own direction, with our shocks and sorts. And Josh, he's my crew chief, and man, the guy's done a ton. He shows up, and the nights before, we got to go out of town. He drives 2 hours from his place, and he works really hard. And without him, I couldn't do a lot. My wife, for her, let me do the racing I do and stay in the shop and all the things that goes into this stuff. She's a big supporter, and without her, watching our boy Dawson at the house, I wouldn't be able to do it. And I also want to thank Josh's girlfriend Brittany. She lets them do all this fun stuff, and she don't complain too much, and she's a trooper, so I want to thank her. But I got to thank my sponsors, TMT Utilities, 3 Tray Construction, New Point Lighting and Design, my dad Cook Heating and Air, Chris Mullinax Racing. Like I said, it takes a good group of guys to put together funding and support to let somebody go chase their dream and race and do what we do. Like I said, it was a good year, and I look forward to going to do it again. Like Dillard said, we try to just run it together. I think Travis has got a good concept where we can follow both series and really support both, and they just do things in a smart way. So other than that, we just look forward to doing it again, having a good time.
So we had to reprint Dalton's check because the one we gave him at our last race had $15,000 on it. And I was like, whoa, hold on now. Like, we ain't got that much in the bank. No, I'm kidding. But no. So again, thanks to Big A's Custom Graphics and 71 Trophy Club for making all of our stuff look good. That's perception is a big thing for me, and I just think they do a really good job of making that look really professional. So looking ahead to 2026, I'm really excited about 2026, and Again, the ups and downs, and sometimes, I had one of my mentors a long time tell me, things are never as bad as they seem, and they're never as good as they seem. But I'm always the guy that's like, when things are great, I think they're the best thing ever, and when they're bad, I'm like, man, the world's ending. But I'm excited. I'm super excited about 26 and kind of where we're headed. Again, I learned a lot of things the hard way last year, and I had a lot of ideas and things that I thought would work, and I just didn't, understand some of it, and then also weather kind of proved me wrong in some other areas. But we're going to move forward with our sophomore season, and we're excited about where we're headed. Our 26 plans, next week, 7 days from today, we're running a non-points race down at Waycross, just kind of the precursor to some Speed Week stuff. The folks down at Waycross, even though they weren't on the schedule last year, Melissa and everybody down there was very helpful with some of the things that we wanted to do. That some of their staff helped us out tremendously throughout the year, so we wanted to help them, and they wanted to be part of Speed Week, so we said we'll come down there and kind of help you with that. So hope to have as many of y'all down there as possible, and if you can't be there, we completely understand it, but we're looking forward to that. Our point series, you guys know that there's a lot of racing going on between about next week and the end of March. So we're going to just wait and kind of let all that play out, and we're going to kick our season off in the middle of April. April 18th at Cochran. Cochran Motor Speedway will be a 10,000 win race, and they'll kick off what's going to be about a 16 race schedule. That's mostly 7,500 and 10,000 win shows on Saturday, and then where there's doubles, it'll be 5s and 10s on the same weekend. And we're going to try to do that in about 7 or 8 weekends, and it's not going to conflict at all with the Hunt the Front schedule, which was the first and biggest mistake I made last year. Is we had a couple races that conflicted. So I don't want to do that this year. I want to make sure that we allow our drivers the opportunity to be smart and run both if they want to, or only choose one and come to as many of the other ones as they can. But hopefully they'll complement each other and make for a better season. I'm excited to announce that we're going to up from 12 to 15,000 on the points champion, and we'll increase some other championship funds throughout. We're not quite at 50 yet, Joshua, but maybe one day we can get there. Hopefully. My wife turned around too and was kind of like, what? So we're excited to announce a loyalty program, and we're going to get the details of that out. But we're looking at some tow money for some of our points drivers, some complimentary pit passes. We talked with all the racetracks that we were going to, and then also some entry fee kickbacks as well. And we've been excited. We've been talking about that for about 6 or 7 months now, and we'll be able to do that in thanks to our sponsors. We'll be able to do that in 2026. So going forward, we're looking for again, our goal is to be affordable, sustainable, and hopefully a good quality program. We'll go from Cochran. Our second race is in May, on May 9th at Sonoya. Then a few weeks later, we'll be down at Needmore. I'm working on a racetrack on May 30th. We haven't quite got that out, so when the press release goes out here a little bit later, it'll show it to be determined. But we're hoping to get that one nailed down. We're going to go from May into June. We've got a doubleheader at Penton and Talladega on June the 19th and the 20th, and then we'll be off until July 3rd. We're going to head up to Big South Fork in East Tennessee, they put a lot of money, invested a lot of time and effort into that facility, that racetrack, and they're looking to host some bigger shows. So we're going to go up there next year, or this year rather, and kind of see what that looks like on July 3rd, and then we're going to take the rest of July off. Again, kind of one of those things I learned last year is it's a little too hot for me to be racing in July, and there's a lot of things going on. So we're going to take some of those, all that, especially the back half of the year when Ray's got his Southern Nationals going. I want to give our drivers the opportunity to go run with Ray if they want to for those 2 weeks. That seems to be a really good deal. And then we'll come back on August 7th and 8th. That'll show to be determined. We're still working with 2 racetracks there that are trying to get everything ironed out to make that happen. And then after that, drawing a blank, Jack, we go September 19th at Little River, Modoc, the old Modoc racetrack in September. And then we've got North Alabama and Thunder Hill in October. And then in November, at the end of the year, we're going to conclude our season. Can I say it? Can I say it? Down. We're okay. All right. we'll hold off on that, but it may be in Milton, Florida that we're headed to. So, so we're excited about that schedule, and hopefully that's enticing to you all. But we'll, just be looking for that. Again, a lot of details that are still kind of waiting on some other things that we're trying to work out to make sure we got our schedule ironed out and ready to go. The biggest thing for me is I didn't want to put anybody in conflict with big races at like Talladega, Magnolia, Why Not, and then the Eldoras that you guys like to go to. So I wanted to try to make sure we had a smart schedule, but also a 16 or so race schedule that we could be proud of and have a good deal. So hopefully we'll see you guys as much as we can. So from a Southern Thunder standpoint, thank you for believing in our series. Thank you for supporting year one. We're excited about year two and where we can go, and we'd love to have your support. And hopefully we'll see you all next week at Waycross, and if not, we'll see you April in Cochran. So I'm going to take a few minutes before I introduce Joshua and get on with the Hunt the Front portion of this, and just say that, being the race director and director of race day operations, whatever you want to call it, with the Hunt the Front series has been one of the most fun things that I've ever done from a racing standpoint. A couple years ago when Joshua called me and said, hey, we want you to announce for the first year, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to get back into announcing. And then about middle way through the year, I'm like, Joshua, you need somebody who's better. You need somebody who's better at announcing than me, and I hope you go find that. And we found Tommy, so that's definitely a step up. And then moving into the race director role has been a phenomenal time, and I've really gotten to, I enjoy efficiency, and I enjoy, the challenge of making the logistics of a race run smoothly, and I take a lot of pride in that. I don't know if it's just, a product of my professional life or what it is, but it's the challenge for me that really I just want us to be the best run show we could have. I don't want there to be any downtime. I don't want there to be anything that goes wrong, and I want it to be just, I want you guys to leave the racetrack and be like, man, they did a great job. And that's our goal every night, that we have that we have a race. And I wouldn't be able to do any of what we do without our staff. And our staff is absolutely phenomenal. And I would put the staff of the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series against any of the national tours or any other regional series that there is, and tell you that you will not find a more efficient, effective, and professional bunch of people than the ones we bring to the racetrack that walk around and yell at you guys and tell you guys it's time to line up, and talk to you on the racetrack and help you when you wreck your car. And after the pit or after the race, if we got to talk things out, just everything our staff does, they do it with the utmost professionalism. And for me, that's what makes our job so easy. I have the easiest job at the racetrack. It's the guys that are on those ATVs and coming to those wrecks and lining you up that really has the most difficult job. And without them, nothing would be possible. So I want to take a moment and I want to just recognize our staff, and I'm going to call everybody by name and put them on the spot. But first and foremost, Todd Hutto and Debbie Hutto back there. Todd is our tech official. He takes the brunt of it. Sometimes he's the bad guy, but he does a phenomenal job, and he's as fair and straightforward as you can find. And then Debbie, our team mom, she keeps us all in check. When we get out of line and we get to fussing, she makes sure that we stay in check. Wesley Womack, our scorer's not here, but for me, being able to have someone sit next to me that thinks the way I do, sees the things that I don't see, but also sees them in the same light that I do, having someone there, I think he's the best scorer in the country, hands down, and I mean, he just makes it so much easier and so much better. Tater Riser back there in the back, no one knows his real name is Robert, but even his daddy doesn't call him Robert. They calls him Tater. But Tater is my right hand and has been so pretty much the entire time I've been involved in racing from 15 years old. Tater was always kind of the one right there showing me the ropes, and has been with me ever since. His dad, Randy, not feeling well, so he couldn't make it. Randy's the Papa Smurf looking guy that rides around and tells you when to go, but he loves y'all, and I know y'all love him. So Jeremy Gibbs back there in the back. Jeremy's phenomenal. Helps us. He keeps Tater in check, so he's Tater's right hand, and kind of makes sure that everybody, ain't no keeping Tater in check, but kind of make sure he does his best. Whitley Teslo right here. Whitley is our star player. We give him a hard time in everything because it's just so much fun. So much fun to give him a hard time, but man, there's no better at keeping our drivers informed in any series you go to than Whitley. He's going to make sure you know exactly what's on the racetrack, exactly where you're to line up, and exactly when your time is to be there, and then he's going to have you in line and ready to go. Steve Collier back there in the back, he's joined with us at the middle point of this year and has just fit right in and been phenomenal. Jason and Will Dykes not here with us tonight. Again, Jack, our social media / Victory Lane guy, keeps, for those of you that pull into Victory Lane, he's got that down to an art. I mean, and I'm telling you, when that winner clears droop, we got to have Jack to know so he can get that name on that check so it's ready to go, because that's the first thing that's got to happen, and we appreciate that. And then last but not least, Lynn Reiser, I'm going to put her on the spot and she's going to hate it. Lynn is the one that has kept us fed all year long. She prepares a menu for our staff and makes sure that we have everything we need and we eat well at the racetrack, and couldn't do it. So our staff, again, I know Joshua will echo this, is the key to our success, and we appreciate that, from an operational side, and again from a production standpoint, Logan and everything they do, it's just a great team, and it takes a lot to make it go, and I really do appreciate it. So congrats to all the drivers that are being honored tonight on the Hunt the Front side. It's been a pleasure to run up and down the road with you. I try my best, and we try our best to be as fair as we can and to keep you safe. That's our primary goal, and I never want to impact your race. And I know there are times where I have or we have, and maybe it hadn't been the best thing, and I appreciate the drivers that we race with to be able to have those conversations and work it out. So we enjoyed this year. We hope to see you in a couple of weeks down at Needmore in Swainsboro, and best of luck to you. And I'll turn it over, and shut up now, I'll turn it over to Joshua Joyner. He said, how long are you going to take? I said 10 minutes, but it could be an hour. You never know. So closer to an hour. So we'll turn it over to one of our series owners, or series director, series owner, Joshua Joyner.
I just told Travis that I didn't know he was going to make it so tough to follow. Man, he covered really all the important parts there, and I'm just going to echo what he said in a lot of ways. That this everything we do here is a team effort, and everything you see, not here, but with the series, is a team effort, and everything that you see on race night, whether you're watching from home, and everything that you see on Hunt the Front TV is a team effort that Logan Gibson heads up. And then everything you see on the racetrack, as far what I feel like is on par with any national tour as far as efficiency and fairness from a series standpoint, operation standpoint, is from Travis. So both of those guys do a great job, and wouldn't be here without them. I do want to thank everyone for being here. This is our first a banquet that we've done for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series. This is finished our third season this year. The first 2 years, we didn't do a banquet because we really didn't. Any of y'all that follow, or the drivers know, and anyone who follows the sport really closely knows, there's really no off season, so there's no good time to do the banquet. And we tried this weekend, and I've enjoyed it. Hanging out at the water park with my kids today was fun, and partnering with Crate USA, Adam. I know they're busy over there, but I just want to say we appreciate working with them, and have enjoyed it. Doing the promoters workshop yesterday was a great time, and good connecting with a lot of the track promoters that were here, and learning as well. And hopefully Jonathan and I got to speak, so hopefully they learned something from that. But yeah, it's year 3. I feel like for us, for the series, was our transition year. We're no longer the new series, the disruptor in the industry, the way we came into it in year 1. Offering putting up a really, what I thought was a great points fund at the time, with what we had, 20,000 to win, 50,000 total, and then doing it again in year 2, jumping up to 50,000 to win and 150,000 total points money. Year 3 was kind of the year that we settled in and found our footing, found our place, and really, I feel like, thrived with what our purpose is and what our mission is as a series, which is to elevate dirt late model racing in the Southeast at the regional level. And I personally, I know we have a lot of room for improvement, and we're going to continue to grow and continue to improve. But just like I echo what Travis said, I feel like we're on par with just about with the national tours as far as what when a driver shows up to our event, what they can expect. When a promoter signs on to have one of our races, what they can expect from a profitability standpoint, which is ultimately what matters. And I would argue we are probably more, between us, we're probably more profitable than some of the national tour events by far for some of them, but that's a whole nother discussion. But so I'm really proud personally, and I try to stay humble and not brag, but I do feel great fulfillment and pride in what we've accomplished in just 3 short years and what we've built. And none of that would be possible without the people that Travis just mentioned. Our series staff, we did not put them in the back. They all sat in the back. But honestly, what the coolest part to me about it, about these folks, is not only do they work hard and they show up every weekend, and there's a few of them that aren't able to be here tonight, but it's like a family. They show up and they're there to work, and they work their tails off every weekend when we go racing, but they also have a good time. And I can't tell you how many times at the end of a night, usually it's the Friday night because Saturday night everyone's packing up and getting ready to go home, that we've had a stressful night of some kind for whatever reason, something's gone wrong, and I come to the pit area and get to the toter. I'm so glad we got the series toter, and so many of our staff stay at the track, and we get to have that time on Friday nights where they're cooking, they're grilling, they're hanging out, having a few cold drinks, and it's almost like it takes everything else, and there might be a few drivers hanging out and talking about the race and what have you. It almost takes everything, put it back into perspective that, no matter how stressful the night was, it's cool to be able to have those moments afterward with all of you folks. So, I am extremely thankful. I will say something is a lot of our guys here have their wives with them, and I've got to meet for the first time, and I think that's really awesome. But the funny part is, multiple ones when we've been introduced, and I've said the same thing. Thank you for letting us have your husband for a few weekends, and they all said, feel free to take them anytime. So I don't know what that says about you guys, but it was at least 4 wives told me that tonight. So yeah, I'm glad they feel that way because we did add more races to the schedule this year. I do want to recognize a little more individually Debbie Hutto. So one thing we did different this year was we did take on the added work, if you will, risk, responsibility, whatever you want to call it, of promoting some of our own races. So where, basically we go into a racetrack and we lease the racetrack for the weekend and put on the race and take on not only the financial responsibility, but also the operations side of it. And Debbie was a huge help on that. And I don't think she knew what she was getting into when we started it at I-75. It was actually last year, the finale last year, and she showed up, and I told her she was going to be helping with the gates. But no, she did a great job and has been just, we couldn't have done it without her. We would have literally fallen apart on the operations side without her stepping up and doing that. And it's a joke with Todd, the husband and wife team there. I'm not going to say which one is more important to the operation, but sometimes I am thankful that first race at Alltech that she came along and was willing to jump in and work with us. So and that's not to discredit anything anyone else does on the team. Travis hit everyone, and talked about it. I echo that, but I wanted to recognize Debbie for all the hard work and being willing to do that this year. Chelsea Riddle was also a big help coming on board. She helped with the operations side of events that we promoted. She also is big on the sponsorship side. I'll be the first to tell you that, like most banquets, we don't have a whole lot of contingency stuff to give out this year. That will change next year, and it'll be because of Chelsea. She's already putting together a great program. We're gonna have a whole lot more as far as the sponsorship stuff goes for next year. Also, Shadow Joyner, that's my brother Jonathan's wife. She does so much behind the scenes. She's full-time in the office with us, and along with operating the series and everything that goes on with that, the taking on the obligation of promoting those races, you don't understand what goes into that, how many different local, state, and county things you have to deal with, and the insurance stuff, and the licenses, and the payments, and everything that goes on. And it wouldn't be possible, and that goes across the board for the Hunt the Front side. She's all over the board with everything we have going on, and she does a great job with that. So thank you to her. And I would want to step back and recognize again Travis and Logan. the series would not be where it is without those two guys. Travis, literally, and what's cool about it, at Alltech, our first race in 2023, Logan was there. Logan was there on the TV side. Travis was there on the operations side, and Todd as well, and Debbie, and that was about all we had. So we had some of the production guys that were under Logan, but the fact that those 4, counting Debbie, I count Todd and Debbie together, but those four folks are still with us, still here today after 3 years, have been to every race. I haven't even been to every race, and they have, is really awesome, and I couldn't be more prouder of the work that they put in and everything that they do. I was supposed to be going down a list here and totally forgot, and so I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anyone. Our sponsors, the one for sure sponsor I want to recognize, a series sponsor, is Base Racing Fuels, Paul Hollander. They're our Rookie of the Year sponsor. Because of their support, we're able to offer one of the, I think by far the best Rookie of the Year deals, points funds in regional racing, $5,000 to the winner, and every one of our, I think we ended up with 5 rookies finished the year, and every one of them got some extra points fund money from the rookie points fund. Base Racing Fuels is a big sponsor and part of what we do. They've honestly been involved with Hunt the Front since just about the very beginning of not just the series, but the Hunt the Front YouTube channel and race team when we got going. So to have them still on board and supporting our series, they're back this year to do more for the series and offer more incentive to drivers, especially our rookies, which I think is going to, when we start releasing some of the guys that are signing up for that, I think we're going to have another great year on the rookie front. Mining Construction, John Minen has been, for the last 2 years, has been a great sponsor and just helped out. However, he didn't care how where we put him and what he sponsored, but he just wanted to help us out with the series, and he's been a great sponsor, so really appreciate him. Trading Paints is, if you're in the iRacing world, you know who they are. If you're not, you probably don't, but you've probably seen the name a lot. But they're the company that allows like all the cool wraps that you see, the guys that do the virtual racing on iRacing to have their favorite drivers wrap in the real world or their own custom wrap on their car while they're iRacing. And they've been a big supporter of the Hunt the Front race team for a long time. And when we started the series, they extended it, our marketing relationship to that, and they were our hot pit sponsor this year, and they're going to be back involved in some kind of way again this year. So big thank you to Sean Brandt and everyone at Trading Paints. Hoosier Tire South, David Miller is a big supporter, of our operation with the Hunt the Front series and what we're trying to do for racing in the Southeast. They go, some of it's unseen, but there's a lot of the things that they do to help support racetracks, to help series, to help ultimately help race teams for our industry to operate the way that it does. So big shout out to David and big thank you for being a part of it. NRC Oil Pumps, the guys from Oregon, they're helping us out a lot this year, giving away some oil pumps we have up here, and we're a big sponsor of the series. MD3 and 5-Star Bodies, Dan Robinson. I want to thank him because and MD3 not only for what they do for us for the series, but also for what they do for the entire sport. They're in supporting just about every series there is out there, and there's a lot of tracks and do so much for the sport to give back. Obviously, they're a business in this industry, and they you got to make money to operate. But it's awesome to see someone like them giving back so much that they do. Let's see, 71 Trophy Cub. Scott Sweet was here. Travis mentioned him, but he's the same with us. He's does the trophies you see here, and everyone we have at our race, he does, and he has ideas and does some different things, and it's always really cool, and we like having him on board. He's also always willing to deliver a trophy to a racetrack whenever needed. It's funny when because Travis usually handles coordinating that, and I know we got behind in something whenever I see Scott at a race, because I know he had to deliver it. So Scott, thank you for that and going out of the way to get the trophies there whenever needed. And one of the cool things we do is having the fan of the race, fan of the night, whatever you call it, usually a young kid, come to Victory Lane and get a trophy and take it home, and have some a special moment that hopefully gets them involved in the sport. And Scott's a big part of that. He gives us a discount on the trophies to be able to basically have 2 trophies for every race, because we still want our drivers to have their trophy as well. So thank you, Scott, for that, and thank you for being here and these great trophies. I feel like a driver in Victory Lane. forgetting, I know I'm forgetting someone, but no, thank you to all our great sponsors and everything that they do. I'm going to give, I'm going down my list here, a couple more thank yous that I should have mentioned with the series side is Jack Kofer. I don't think, Travis, he's very valuable and Travis understands it, but I don't think because Travis isn't on the streaming side and the social media side as much as I am, he understands Jack's value and what he brings, not only to our series, but what he does for you guys as drivers and getting your names out there and finding out the storylines and helping us tell them through our social media and really growing and making it seem like what we do is really a big deal. And, I think it is, but sometimes it isn't. But he makes it seem even bigger than it is. So thank you, Jack, for that. Another guy, he wasn't at Alltech, but I'm pretty sure he was at our second or third race and has been there ever since. So, and the reason he wasn't is because I thought I could do it myself and realized really quickly that I couldn't. And one of the best decisions we made post starting this deal was bringing on Jack for our race day social media. He does a great job. He's not here, but I want to also recognize Zach Ball. The videos that you're going to see today or tonight throughout the night of our different drivers, the loop we had going earlier, and all this, the video content, most of the video content you see on social media and YouTube for the series and Hunt the Front TV is Zach Ball, and he does a great job. We call him Z-Ball. He's the kind of taller guy, usually has like a boom thing coming over him and holds his camera out front. If you see, he doesn't come to all the races, but whenever he does, he's getting good content from those races. And then we have other videographers that get content throughout the year. Zach's the one that puts it all together and does all our edits. Him and Chelsea and Logan did a great job on our documentary that we did and released on Hunt the Front TV just a few weeks ago. It'll be coming out publicly probably in a month or so, a little before our regular season opener in March. We'll put that out publicly, but if you haven't seen it, you're on Hunt the Front TV, go watch it. If not, be on the lookout for it in a few months to be out publicly. Okay. I think I've gotten everyone, but then I want to say last but not least, I want to thank my wife, Elizabeth. If you were with us in year one, you would have seen her at every race. She made sure to come to every race and was not just there for support. She was a big part of what we were doing and keeping me on track and making sure everything was getting done, and it wouldn't have been possible. We wouldn't be where we were without having her there in year one. At the same time, she was building her own legal firm, her legal practice, and that's taken more of her time here lately, so she's not able to go to every race, but she's still doing a lot behind the scenes. I can't tell you how valuable it is having an attorney on staff. I tell everyone, if you have the chance to marry an attorney and have one tied to you, that's a good thing to do. Not sure I'll keep that same attitude if she ever decides to divorce me, but for now, I'm thankful for it. But and not only that, but the support. She is way more valuable for the actual work that she does, and I'm not just saying thank you for supporting me. I'm saying thank you for everything that you do, because we wouldn't have what we have across the board, whether it's the series, the TV. Give me a minute. Wouldn't have it without you. So thank you for everything that you do, and at the same time for supporting it and putting up with me. So it really means a lot. Looking ahead, I am, as much as I say year 3 was our transition year into kind of finding our place and being where we are, I think year 4 is the year that we have to prove that we can stay there. And grow as we do that. So I'm really excited for year 4. I think it's our most expansive schedule that we've had. I don't know it off the top of my head like Travis did his, so I'm slacking a little bit there. But I do know that we're gonna kick it off in a few weeks with our Speed Weeks races at Needmore and Swainsboro. Really excited for that and looking forward to that. And then we'll those are points races this year, but they're kind of set up in a way where guys don't have to be there. It's more of a bonus to be there. But we're excited because I think most of the guys are gonna come and be a part of it. And then we'll kick off our regular season at Talladega on March 22nd, I believe. That is a Sunday. Don't blame me. Blame Rick Swally and Steve Francis for taking every Saturday in March if you don't like racing on a Sunday. But I felt like I didn't want to wait like Travis did with Southern Thunder into April to really kick off our regular season. I felt like we needed a race in March. We're going to try to fit right in between after a doubleheader for the World of Outlaws at Magnolia There it is. Thank you, Logan. In all seriousness, Logan, like, I can't tell you how much he does to make sure when things fall through the cracks and I don't, he's there, and I appreciate that, and that's a perfect example of it. But I'm not going to go through every date. You guys have seen it, and if you don't, it's posted on our website. But it's really, I think, shaping up to be a great year. Also, really big thank you to each and every one of these racetracks on our schedule and the promoters there that believe in us enough to bring us in and work with us, because it's not easy to do. A lot of these tracks, we're hearing the same thing over and over, is it's getting harder and harder to do this and to put on these events and operate a racetrack, and then for some reason we're thinking we want to do that. So anyway, that's another story. But I really couldn't be more proud of, thankful for all those tracks, and even some that weren't on that list. We're not going to make a trip to Kentucky this year, and I really, really hate that. We had a great weekend there with Lake Cumberland and Florence, and had another track lined up, and we thought we were going to get a big trip to Kentucky, and it just didn't work out. But hopefully we can bring that back in 2027. So I'm probably forgetting something. I didn't stick with reading the speech like I planned, but I hope I hit on everything, and I just thank you all for being here, and congratulations to all the drivers that are being recognized tonight, and thank you for all y'all for being here. I know you didn't have to be. We didn't hold your money till the banquet like some series do. So the fact that y'all showed up, the ones of you who did, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And looking forward to hopefully having y'all at our races in 2026.
All right, at this time, we're going to recognize some drivers from the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series. As I said earlier, we had 170 different drivers attempt to race this season. And we're going to read the 12 best with the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series this season. We'll kick things off with your 12th place finisher in the standings. He was 5th in the Base Racing Rookie of the Year point standings out of Rogersville, Tennessee. My good buddy Roby Helm, the Hall of Famer, dubbed him the Rogersville Rocket. Ladies and gentlemen, Cade Loudy.
I really didn't have a speech planned or anything like that, so I guess I'll just wing it. But it was a rough year. We set out and had high expectations, and we put a deal together about 2 weeks before I-75, so we kind of were behind the 8 ball most of the season. And kind of when we felt like we got our mojo, I felt like a lot of races got rained out. So, we'll just keep plugging away at it, and hopefully try it again next year, and put some new pieces together, and hopefully have some more people come on board. And I really just need to thank all my partners, Bruce Miller Masonry, Bush Forestry, JB Salvage, Kaufman Corvette, Bigfoot Enterprise, Universal Graphic Solutions, STI, and all my product partners, Willys Carburetor, Penske Shocks, Hypercoast Springs, Hoosier Tire, Velocita. There's so many people it takes to help make it all possible, and I'm just grateful I have them all in my corner. So thank you guys.
Our next driver to honor here tonight was 11th in the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series standings, was 4th in the Rookie of the Year. He had 3 top 10 finishes to lead all rookies in 2025. Out of Rome, Georgia, Super Mario Gresham.
like to start that off with saying that I just absolutely love dirt track racing. We have to for what we do, like, right? I didn't know what I was getting into this year, I don't think. Like, we decided we wanted to do some super late model stuff and try, and it was very humbling, and we worked through a lot of problems, and it took a long time. But I'd do it all over again, just like it was, because it all worked out in the end, I think. Like most of this racing stuff does, you know, the highs and the downs and the lows. But really, with Hunt the Front, we were welcomed in at I-75 like we'd been here, like we belonged when we didn't know what we were doing. Not just with all the staff and everybody that helped us and showed us the way, and the drivers, and the respect that's shared between all of us while we're all out there giving it everything we've got. It turned out to be a really good thing. We're going to do this again next year. We're going to follow it. Learned a lot, ended the year way better than we started it. Reminded myself about every other weekend how much I love dirt track racing as we were driving home with our heads hung. But at the end of the day, this is what we do and the life we chose. And all my friends come from here. Like, all my friends go to the dirt track every weekend. So yeah, we love it. I want to thank, like, my crew chief. I don't have to ask permission to go racing, but if I say I'm not racing this weekend, I might get in trouble. So, you know, Jenny puts up with a lot, but she really helps. On the road most of the time, it's me and her. And couldn't do it without her. Our kids, our families. Thank all the sponsors who get us up and down the roads. My father-in-law at Ackers, like, he does absolutely everything for us 7 days a week. Like, he's all in. The work and the life he's got going, he doesn't get to go with us to all the races, but he goes to all he can. And we appreciate everything about him. Our best friends, they got Twisted Performance and Machine. They help us day in and day out, week after week, get our motors going, keep us going. I know if we have a problem, we can call and get whatever we need out of them. Paul at Base, he's helped us all year. He's come on board. Base has been a big part of what we do. We really try to support him and share him amongst all the people and all the friends we got. Dean at Lindsay's Plumbing, he helps us every week. He's there. He's a go-getter. He's local. Like, we got to thank Dean for what he does for us. Jace and Daryl at Mackey's Excavating came on this year, and they really get us up and down the road. It's just like a whole family that it takes for us to get all this stuff done. Then we've got our good friend Travis at One Source Paint and Body. He's helped us. He buys stuff for us through the year, helps us get up and down the road. And the one time this year I drove my wife's car to the shop before we went to Eldora, I kind of backed it into a telephone pole. So he fixed it for me so I didn't get in trouble. It takes a whole family. I make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. I don't think I. Gary at Bama Sheds came on this year. He's going to help us in 2026. He helped us some last year. Our friends at Moxie Health and Wellness, they've helped us up and down the road too. So, I mean, it takes a lot of people. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of drive out of us and our families and everybody to put up with what we do, and the series guys and their families and everything. You got to live and breathe it to be successful here, so we're going to keep trying. But thank y'all.
All right, now we'll move inside the top 10 in the standings. This driver's already made one speech tonight. I hope he has a second one ready. Out of Cornersville, Tennessee, was third, the Base Racing Rookie of the Year standings. Had one top 10 on the season, seventh place finish up the Southern Raceway. He drove the number 59 machine, ladies and gentlemen, Dillard Hatchett.
again, like I said before, just thanks to everybody that helps us get up and down the road, and Chad and Tim at CNT Racing. And like I said, we started last year off pretty rough, but the more we raced, the better we got. And I like to thank some of these guys that I was in quite a bit lap traffic this year. I was lap traffic, so thank y'all for not running me completely over. But I hope this year we can kind of get in lap traffic with y'all and have some good racing. I enjoyed it. Like I said, Mario said, we got to I-75, and like I knew a lot of these guys, but I knew a lot of them didn't ever seen me, and like they started, calling me by my name, and they knew me right from the get-go, so they kind of welcomed us in, and thank y'all, Hunt the Front, for doing that and making us feel important at least. So, yeah, we look forward to this year, and we'll see y'all at Needmore and Swainsboro.
All right, going to move up in the standings just a little bit. Our ninth place driver, he's not here tonight. He was second in the Rookie of the Year standings. Luke Morey out of North Carolina. Not able to make it with us tonight. And right in front of him, eighth in the standings, he was our Base Racing Fuels Rookie of the Year to Holdwall, Tennessee, Oakley Johns, also not in attendance. Seventh in the standings, Sam Seawright out of Fort Payne, Alabama, is a two-time winner with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, also not in attendance with us here tonight. So we'll move up to sixth in the standings. He was the inaugural Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series champion. He had 1 top 5 on the season, 7 top 10 finishes after early struggles, almost found his way inside the top 5 in the standings. In the 212 out of Florence, Alabama, the Florence Flash, Josh Putnam.
Oh, I gotta wait. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Like I didn't have anybody here before to show me what to do. Just want to thank Hunt the Front from the very beginning. It's been a fun ride. It's like family, even though we argue up and down the road a lot of times, and I say my piece, they say theirs. But in all, I mean, it's just like when we was on the way to Clarksville for the Southern Thunder. Sam Seawright and them stayed on the side of the road with me for an hour and a half to get my rig back going, and that just shows what we all do for each other. Everybody's covered everything that needs to be said. I mean, from thanking the kids and the wives and everything. I mean, I think everybody understands what everybody puts into this, and it's not just a sacrifice for the driver. It's everybody else that puts everything in, and the driver gets all the glory and the fame and gets to stand up here and thank everybody and be the picture of all of it. But it's really not all about us. Thank a few key sponsors. Gerald Horn owns all of my stuff that makes me go fast. Paul Base Fuels, he come on 2 years ago, been a big supporter of us, and calls when I feel like we're getting down a little bit. That dude will give you a little kick in the butt and get you going again and talk you up. And Rocket Race Cars, a lot of people gave up on them, but we found some more speed in ours toward the end of the year. And I kind of like being that lone ranger in stuff, and I don't like that monkey see, monkey do on a lot of things. I kind of like to be different, but I know I'm leaving some people out here. We got a lot of good product sponsors on our car, and a lot of good stuff there. But the main thing, just thank all y'all, the racers and everybody that we race with. And a lot of people think that we don't like each other sometimes, and really it's just we're all that passionate and work that hard for that stuff. Just like Mario said, I really love racing. But no, it's thank all y'all for having us doing this, and hope everybody has a good time and get to see y'all next year. Or this year.
All right, our next driver has already picked up one championship check here tonight, 5th in the standings. He'll pick up another $10,000 for that. He was a 2-time winner with the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series on the season, 3 top 5s at Salem, Alabama. Hunter Jordan dubbed him Juicy. How about for Dalton Cook?
Well, I don't want to do a lot of repeating and all, but, sitting back and listening to the other drivers, it kind of shows how genuine everybody is. That's kind of where conversation always gets said about, when you talk about national tours or desire to want to do them, and to be honest with you, I feel like this right here is kind of my national tour. I don't really have the desire to be, away from family and do those kind of sort of things that them guys do. So I feel like this is definitely the thing, the next big thing coming. I think it's great that you got guys that, it's probably never even, been on a podium and spoke or talk or anything. And, this is a big deal to them, no matter what their finish is. They're proud of it. Their team's proud. And it's just cool to see how real everything is and the emotion that goes into it, in a years long. You see guys like Mario. I remember I-75, a dude, I don't know if his stuff wouldn't run or, it was a constant battle. I remember they was dealing with, and, they've worked hard and listening to that guy, put a lot of effort in what he's doing. I appreciate that. That's good stuff. And like Josh, he grinds it out. He does this thing with the Rockets, and, everybody just puts a lot into it, and it's all very respectful. So, look forward to another good year, racing with everybody, and I think the series looks healthy. I think it's going to be good, and, it's a good time. And I can't forget about even when over at Southern, we didn't have a ride, and it rained out, and I think they had midget wrestling or something on, and but I caught a ride and wound up at where all they were staying at the condo, and we wound up watching football and racing all at the same time. I got into whatever sweets and food they had. It was, like I said, it was a good time, and just you didn't think you'd be doing that at a race you set out to go do. And like I said, it seems like it's becoming more and more, a family. Everybody just kind of goes and comes, and it's a neat circle to be in. And so fifth, there's a lot to go from there. So I'm excited to see if we can advance another position or 4 positions, and do this again next year. And so it's exciting, and just looking forward to it, and let's get after it.
All right, inside the top 5 still in 4th was Zach Mitchell in the 57, a one-time winner with 8 top 5s. Zach not here with us tonight. And we'll move up to 3rd in the standings. This driver with 7 top 5s on the season. He drove the Hunt the Front Kubota Tractors number 10 out of Milton, Florida. How about it for Joseph Joyner?
Just want to start with thanking everyone for coming out tonight and meeting us here in Georgia, and hope everyone's having a good time here at the banquet. First time we've done something like this and put this together, and thanks for everyone for coming out and hanging out with us here. So, for this year, we got 3rd in this deal, and kind of started off really slow and had a lot of up and down weekends. And sometimes we were fast, sometimes we were slow, but I guess that's all part of it. You have that on the big jobs, they say. So. we're thankful for it and proud of what we were able to accomplish. We didn't get to win one, but we got close. We're there in the hunt. I think both times I was close, Dalton took it from me. So so it's a lot of fun there racing with you guys, and really appreciate everyone. And I don't want to get too long-winded. Just kind of want to go over all the sponsors that we usually would forget in like a victory lane speech or something like that, and just kind of want to make sure I cover all the bases there. First, I want to thank everyone, all the staff and stuff with the series and the production there. Everyone does a really good job on Hunt the Front TV and the series there. Give us all a fantastic place to race all throughout the Southeast, and it's really great to have that to get to go do. I want to thank everyone that watches us on YouTube and supports us there and buys all of our T-shirts and follows along on our fan club on Patreon. We couldn't do it without all those folks that follow along and help us, and we wouldn't be here without all that, so we're thankful for it. And also all the people that we've met along the way, going to all these different racetracks in different areas. There's been a lot of great people that we've met and shook hands with that help us more than just by watching, so we thank everyone there for that as well. Also, can't do what I'm doing here without my wife and all of her support behind the scenes there at home a lot of times, and making sure the kids are fed and in bed on time, and everything she does, selling her merchandise and coming up with new designs on that as well, and doing a really good job with all that. So I'm more than thankful for everything she does for me on all that. I got to thank also both my kids are here, if y'all hadn't heard them yet. But they're toughing it out here. I want to thank Andy and Joanna for being great and having patience with me being on the road a lot and not at home. So special thanks to you too. That's too sweet. My mom and dad are here, and they've done more for me than anybody ever could. Man, she just got my heart right there. I was doing good. But my mom and dad are always ready to go anytime we need them, anytime we need anything. I know we sold our four-wheeler, or actually our four-wheeler broke midway through the year, and I had to borrow my dad's to get through the year, and heck, we're still going to try to borrow it, I think, in a couple weeks. So hopefully he'll let us do that. So special thanks to you, too, for everything. Everybody on the Hunt the Front side of things that runs all that and keeps us going and keeps the operation afloat. Jonathan and Joshua and their two wives, Shadow and Liz, my wife, Kayla, everyone, the whole operation does a really good job just keeping everything going. And we have a lot of fires burning, and we all keep it going somehow. So special thanks to you all there on that. Especially the race team. Tucker works his ass off every day of the week, just about. I got to basically tell him not to come to the shop or he'll be there regardless. So special thanks to Tucker and his boy Aiden there. It looks like he's done bit the dust. So special thanks to you. And we had TC, Talent Center, come along with us this year and helped us out, really got our program going in the right direction. It wouldn't be up here without him and all his support. And Dusty back at home, he's always there for us and does whatever we need him to do. So special thanks to him as well. All of our sponsors, I got to thank Kubota Genuine Parts for all their help over the last couple years. Wish we could have renewed and got them back going, but I think they kind of slipped out of everything. But regardless, we're thankful for all their support they gave us the last couple years. Base Racing Fuel and the Hollanders there, Hollander Products, all their stuff and all their products and fuels that they have, all really good stuff. Special thanks to them. Trading Paints, like Joshua mentioned earlier, all the iRacing paints they do there, really good folks. Really thank them for their support. My buddy Ronnie at North Shore Boat Storage in Houma, Louisiana, for all his support over this year, and look to have them come back and be a big part of our program for this coming year here. And Malvern Bank, Jade Burdick at Malvern Bank in Iowa, all his support and financing, all he does for all of the racers in the hauler department and keeping financing going on all the stuff there. So then we got 5 Star Bodies, MD3 products. They help us out a ton, and Dirt Car Lift. They have the best lifts in the market. Everybody knows that. Schoenfeld Headers for all their support, keeping the headers going, and Capital Race Cars, building really good race cars. Gorsuch Performance. NRC oil pumps, there's one right there. If you hadn't seen one, they're a new company just getting started. If you're in the market for an oil pump, certainly check them out. They're building some good stuff there. Excess Power Batteries, KRC Power Steering, Weir's Machine, ATC Bolts, Stealth Carburetors, Hickman Manufacturing, QA1 Drive Shafts, Steering Buddy, Swift Springs, and Glory Motorsports for keeping us going with tear-offs. So special thanks to everyone that's helped us out along the way, and we're looking forward to a strong 2026 here.
All right, and our final two drivers here tonight, I do believe, are both not going to be in attendance. We're going to recognize them anyway. Second in the standings this season. He had one win on the season up at Lake Cumberland. Picked up $25,000 for his effort out of Loudoun, Tennessee. Corey Hedgecock, second in the standings. And not able to be here tonight. He's out in Arizona with an obligation. Your champion of the 2025 Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series championship, 3 wins, 9 top 5s, and 15 starts. The Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens, your 2025 Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series champion. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give every one of these drivers in the top 12 a big round of applause. Congratulations. A great job on the season. It was an honor of a first year behind the mic with the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series. I want to thank Joshua Jordan for having me as part of this series. Also want to recognize a couple of other people here tonight. Roby Helm, all season long. He was inducted to the Hall of Fame in 2025. Got to work with him a lot this season, and it was an absolute honor. And also, the Hunter Jordan, not here tonight with us as well, but did a great job in the Trading Paints Hot Pits all season long. We made a great team, and he's going to be missed in 2026, but looking forward to this season with the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series. Going to get started January the 30th and 31st down at the Needmore Speedway here in the state of Georgia. It's going to be $10,000 to win each night. It'll be co-sanctioned with a Crate Racing USA Winter Shootout Series, and then we'll take that Sunday off in February the 2nd and 3rd. That's a Monday and Tuesday. Going to make their way up to the Swainsboro Speedway, $10,000 to win each night. So looking forward to getting the season started here in 2026. And once again, thank you for coming, and that'll conclude the 2025 Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series Awards Banquet.
Real quick, couple things. I didn't thank Tommy earlier. Tommy, thank you for being a part of it and doing a great job tonight. And the last thing I want to say, you guys know Crate USA is doing their banquet over here. I think what they're going to do when they finish, or when we finish here in just a second, they're going to start setting up a stage. When they finish theirs, this wall will go down, and there's going to be a little bit of a concert here. So if you want to hang out for that, you can. In the meantime, I've been told that there's some drink tickets going across right there, that pretty lady right there. So go see her if you want some drink tickets to get some more drinks and hang out. If you had enough time or had your fun meters pegged, as they say, you're welcome to call it a night, whatever you want to do. But we appreciate y'all coming, and we do have some. How we want to do that? Okay. We got some T-shirts and hats here that are free to a good home. Some of our supporters and sponsors have given us, so if you want to come grab some, you can. What's that? Oh, who? Racetrack Revival. Okay, yep, the Scott's still there. So y'all come check those out. And then we do have a few oil pumps to give away. We'll get with you guys that have those. Huh? Oh, and a drive shaft. Who's getting the drive?